It's the Viking range.
Explains the Lizaraptor. Fuck!
Bring me that on!
Hello everybody, Jack here with another video, and I've got some
good news, everyone!
Yes, Ubisoft, the one company which has this year released the second multiplayer online shooter that actually works. Yes, unlike a certain one. Yes, these are games we're talking about, so sometimes we do play dirty and even beat down a dead mule. But with regards to Ubisoft, they have been teasing recently a lot of upcoming projects such as the future of the Far Cry franchise, Watch Dogs, and now Assassin's Creed. And with all the love that's being given to The Division 2, it was only natural that the tease will come through a Tom Clancy game.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Which does not really have the connectivity that the other franchises have, such as For Honor, Far Cry, and even the upcoming Skull and Bones. But whatever, Ubisoft knows what they're doing. It just so turns out that, as first made public by YouTuber Joe Raptor, the upcoming Assassin's Creed game is not going to be what we all expected, or at least what the masses are yearning for, one set in Japan. Because, well, Ubisoft, why would you do that? Since Ghost of Tsushima and Sekiro's Shadow dies 20 times in the first hour do provide us with the Japan experience that we all want.
What the fuck is that?
But though it will not be set in Japan, but instead will focus around Vikings. The Easter egg is spotted in the Potomac Event Center during a mission in The Division. It is a poster possibly depicting a play, which features a man holding what appears to be an Apple of Eden, signature artifact from the Assassin's Creed franchise. Furthermore, there's the man's attire, as he is dressed in Old Norse clothing, and with a helmet that, oh, by Odin's beard, does not have horns. And yes, I do know that there are Old Norse tapestries that depict Vikings having helmets donned with horns, but those were proven to just be very bad during battle, so yeah. And lastly, of course, there's the fact that the poster has atop written the words Valhalla, which furthermore goes to prove that this is dealing with either Norse mythology or Vikings in general. Now, it is important to know here that the term Viking is rather broad, because this does not simply encompasses people who come from Scandinavia themselves, as the Vikings actually did roam a bit all around the world, including of course Britain, most of Northern Europe, also Eastern Europe, and even all the way down to places like Istanbul. Because aside from being warriors who did conquer a lot of land, did pillage and plunder and raped a lot of people like many did at that time as conquerors, the Vikings were also traders, so they did establish a lot of commerce all around the world. Now, the poster alone might feel like it is a bit far-fetched to already draw a conclusion towards there being an actual game being released very soon. But it was actually confirmed a few months ago, before this post reached hot, that an Assassin's Creed game codenamed Kingdom will be releasing in 2020. But this is no longer just a suspicion, as everybody's favorite newsboy,
Jesus Christ. Jason!
yes, he did the thing once again, did state in an article from 2 days ago that two familiar sources with the game actually do confirm this to be true. So while Ubisoft actually does have a knack of continuously blueballing us and putting us on false trails, even more than Marvel does with their trailers, it actually does seem like the next ass cred is heading towards the Middle Ages.
What does that mean?
Well, for starters, it means that Ubisoft actually did keep their promise of taking 1 year's hiatus before releasing another game in the Assassin's Creed franchise. Second, for me at least, it does actually bring up a bit of worries. When it came to Assassin's Creed Odyssey, after hitting the endgame content, I spent a little bit more time trying to gather all the sets, but then I quickly let the game go. Now, the current live service that they're doing with the game and constantly updating stuff and introducing new stuff into it is amazing, and they should definitely be praised for that, because that's exactly what they said they would do. But with regard to the game itself, I never actually felt like it was the full experience that I imagined it to be. Like, with contrast to Assassin's Creed Origins, which of course did not go the full route of being a full-fledged RPG as Odyssey was, I just felt as the game actually did deliver the epic story which previous Assassin's Creed game have done, as it should have. That is why I personally hold it on a higher pedestal than I do Odyssey. And yes, the addition of superpowers and all that was a main part of the attraction to it, at least for me, but nevertheless, I would like to go into exploring a bit more history, learning a bit more about the settings and stuff, but also about the titular protagonist of the game, the assassins. I mean, that's in the title, isn't it? Through a manner that is actually promoted by the gameplay, and not exactly just for me exploring the game on my own. Not that I'm asking for essentially having a guiding hand, but making it a lot more natural. Yeah, that's one of my complaints. Now, one thing that is a bit odd here is that in the article there's of course the mention of the well-rumored Assassin's Creed Rome, which would have made sense since we just had Odyssey and staying a little bit around Europe and the empire surrounding the area. But apparently it is not the one that we are getting this time. Might they be pulling a bit of a scenario with what happened with the release of Unity, where we get a game from the upcoming gen and also one from the last gen being Rome and the new one being Kingdom? That is very possible. And this then brings me to my last point, a little bit of a worry, being that what team is actually behind this. And yes, this is a bit of a debacle that Ubisoft tend to have, especially due to them going full-on open world, since they have done that with games such as Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the team behind it being that of Ubisoft Montreal. And yes, I do know that it cooperates a little bit with Quebec, but Ashraf Ismail's team was the one heading behind that. He is also responsible for Assassin's Creed Origins, which were both amazing games with regards to the open world route that they've decided to take. Now, if he is behind the making of this game, I'm all for it. I mean, it might just be amazing. And unfortunately, if it turns out to be something like Ubisoft Quebec, responsible for games such as Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which was a bit of a letdown. If it is Studio Sofia, I could see it go either way. I mean, they were behind Assassin's Creed Rogue, which on a technical standpoint was a better Black Flag. But I am leaning more towards having Montreal head the production of this game, just for the simple wish of having a cohesive storytelling, as well as probably them doing a bit of technical wizardry and bringing back the good old Unity parkour. That was phenomenal. But anyways guys, this has been the news, and exciting to see which direction these events are going to unfold. Well, if you liked the video, give the video a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. I like some fair criticism. And of course, if you want to see more of my content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I see you guys next time. Bye.